Hello, my name is Bryce Clay, and my project covered the discourse community of soccer, exploring how the sport connects people across the world, its unique language, and the influence on personal development. So for a table of contents for what we'll be going over, the soccer community as a whole, the secondary research, my primary research was my interview, and my key takeaways from my overall project. So the soccer community. The soccer community includes professionals, amateur players, coaches, fans, analysts. They all have a shared love for the game, which helps to unite the community. Interactions happen online and in person, and then there are a few unique words and or phrases that is known throughout the soccer community, like kit, pitch, advantage, hat trick, and brace. Kit being like the jerseys and all the things that players wear for their games. The pitch is like the field, so what most people would refer to as the field. An advantage is when a team that was fouled maintains possession of the ball, so they're allowed to just keep playing. A hat trick is when a player scores 3 goals, and then a brace is when a player scores 2 goals. And soccer overall isn't just about playing the sport. It's about sharing the experience, whether watching games, debating tactics, or coaching the next generation, with fans interacting through social media and discussing key moments to stay updated as well. My secondary research, which is where I looked at 3 articles about the sport that I could find on Wake Tech's article database. So yeah, 3 different articles: Passion and Cultural Identity with a Chervy from 2024. Article 2 covered Soccer as a Way of Life from Jackson in 2016. Article 3 talked about Tactical and Strategic Evolution, which was Palakis and other authors from 2023 as well. So this research highlights soccer's roles in shaping emotions, communities, and even tactical strategies, with a Chervy showing how soccer's atmosphere can turn even like casual viewers into passionate fans, where they talk about their experience going to a game and just getting caught up in the emotions and like the pride that's at that environment and in the atmosphere of those stadiums. Jackson illustrates how soccer isn't just a game; it's like central to local identity, especially in cities like Barcelona, where their whole city is driven by the sport. They talk about specifically when her and her husband went to a game and saw Messi, who was out for that game, and Neymar playing for Barcelona, and how everyone was just lifted and the whole spirits of the mood of the game changed, depending on how the team was doing. Palakis emphasized how modern coaching relies on data to refine playing styles, with playing styles varying vastly across the different leagues, with some, like in England or more north in Europe, emphasizing a very like structured and rigid style of soccer that focuses on defense and making sure the other team isn't scoring, whereas Spain and like places like Brazil will focus on like creativity and like a fluid, more dynamic style of play. Also with data-driven coaching, helping to shape teams, so showing what's most effective versus what maybe isn't such an effective way to coach players or positions and formations to have people in. So some of my takeaways from secondary research. From these sources, we see that soccer isn't just about a competition. It's like an identity and emotion in a community. It affects the way people experience life, whether it's a fan, player, or coach. And then tactically, the game keeps evolving with coaching strategies shaped by data and analytics, kind of like what I just mentioned. Primary research, which is where I interviewed Randy Clay, who's a former player and coach. So the most interesting question, and I think answer that I got from the interview was, how has the game evolved both on and off the field? To which they answered, the game is like faster and more tactical now, with modern training and sports science improving player performance, with data analytics also playing a bigger role influencing coaching decisions and team strategies, kind of like mentioned previously, with now it's showing teams where players are most effective playing in certain positions and what formations are most effective to get the best out of certain players, as well as social media has increased global accessibility and fan engagement, making soccer even more connected than it ever was before. And then just some of my interview research. So all the different like perspectives, like soccer helping to build resilience, teamwork, and leadership skills. So like the coaching perspective for soccer, seeing how players grow, develop confidence, being highly rewarding. So it's just kind of like a summary of what I found from my interview. Some of the challenges in soccer that Randy talked about was the pay-to-play system, especially in America, limiting opportunities for talented yet underprivileged players. Technology in soccer, like VAR, which is the virtual assistant refereeing, and wearable tracking have helped to improve the game, but still have some flaws, such as like inconsistent decision making, especially seen in VAR in the Premier League and across any of the major leagues. And then overall, soccer is not like a key takeaway. Like soccer is not just competition; it's building character, it's shaping communities, it's helping to develop cultures across the world. And then like my final key takeaways from the project itself. Soccer is a global discourse community, obviously. The passion and culture really help drive the sport and the game evolving through tactics and technology. And more on like soccer being like a cultural kind of like phenomenon. Soccer is so much more than just a game. It's a global cultural identity and sport that helps to unite people across the world. People from different backgrounds, whether they're players, fans, or coaches, share a common bond through the sport, creating this sense of community. And the passion for the sport is so evident in every interaction, whether it's the way the fans react to a goal or the dedication from the players on the field, or conversations among coaches and analysts. The emotional and cultural connections. Soccer helps to bring people together in like deeply emotional ways. Even if those who don't traditionally follow soccer, they can feel the energy and excitement in the stadium, especially during live matches when there's like national pride and especially for those international games. But even not international games, club games, when people score, make a goal line clearance, all of that just really gets the stadium live and alive. This emotional engagement helps to go beyond just watching the games. It's like that shared identity, whether local or national. With the sport being a powerful unifier, cutting across boundaries and uniting people from all over the world. And then the evolution of the game. It's like any sport. It will always be evolving. And tactical strategies especially have changed over the years, especially as data analysis has gone up. The shift towards like data-driven coaching helps teams to optimize their performances, as coaches no longer just rely on traditional methods, but are able to incorporate technology, like tracking players' movements, physical data, and assessing tactical approaches. Other technologies like VAR, so like virtual assistant refereeing and wearable trackers, has helped to brought like even new dimensions to the game, improving like the fairness, with missed calls now being able to be called, or things that were decided wrong, as maybe the ref thought it was a foul, but now with VAR you can see it wasn't a foul. And then the fitness trackers, like the wearable trackers, help performance analysis. And then like overall the global reach and accessibility. Soccer's global reach has never been bigger. With the rise, like social media and digital platforms has helped the sport to become more accessible, bringing the experience of watching games and following players to fans even in the most remote areas of the world. This increased engagement is not just amongst fans, but also amongst analysts and coaches who have access to vast amounts of data, allowing them to refine their understanding of the sport. And then like the final takeaway, soccer is so much more than a sport. It's a tool for community building, a catalyst for personal growth, and a reflection of cultural identity. Whether through passion, community spirit, or evolving strategies, soccer continues to have a profound impact on those who participate in or follow it. And yeah, kind of just even more, so like my reflection for the overall project, soccer is so much more than a sport. This project helped to deepen my appreciation for soccer's ability to bring people together, which transcended cultural, national, and skill level boundaries. Soccer is a global culture. Soccer is just so much more than a sport. It's a shared experience connecting millions globally through passion and strategy. Mentorship and development. Through the insights of who I interviewed, Randy Clay, I learned the importance of mentorship in soccer, whether as a player or a coach, and how the sport helps to foster personal growth. And then the challenges in accessibility, with the ongoing like pay-to-play system in the U.S. being a major problem, because it is stunting some people's ability to play those higher levels when they are very capable of it. Thank you for listening.